#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
They were pointing our goal the plumber, but now they're champion. I'm so happy for you.
Letswalo reaches for the ball. I'm seeing it in a different light now. Yep. Sangade stares him down. Thapelo Xoki has smashed it home for the first time in almost 10 years.
A couple of opinions that are coming through. As I said, it's a big cup final. Give us your thoughts.
Marawa, good evening. Nedbank Cup final. I'm a Kosi fan, but so I'll just be straightforward. Pirates will win this one. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Hey, there's no honesty in football, man. There's no such thing.
#MSW.
Hey, what an absolute honor to have him as our legend tonight, Monsieur Brian Habana.
Now here goes Adams once again, wide for Habana, gets past one, gets to another, this could be it, this is it, Habana has scored!
I was just looking at your smile. You're visualizing that, weren't you? 19 May.
19 May,
2007.
2007.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Yeah, on a day where Mauricio Pochettino is being confirmed as the new coach of Chelsea Football Club. Old news, maybe? Nothing new? I have no idea. Welcome to the Monday edition of Marawa Sports Worldwide. Wherever you've been around the country, the continent, or the world, this is where we meet every single Monday. Reaction Monday, 947. We're live on Rise FM, Vuma FM, and on Sowetan Live. Also live on YouTube, so you can go on the YouTube channel, 947 Joburg / You'll see the wonderful images of Mark Stradham, timeslive.co.za sports editor. Also Lawrence Kohler is here with me, Itiski Times journalist. And we're just carrying over a conversation that we had earlier. And I know that you will find it strange, but we were just breaking down the whole issue of last night's PSL Awards. We've got the winners, the champions, Orlando Pirates, here in studio. We'll celebrate with them the Nedbank Cup victory. If you want to be a part of that, you can give your comments on the YouTube channel. You can send us your WhatsApp voice notes. The number again, 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. So you can start doing that immediately. Otherwise, the studio number is 011-883-8947. Be part of the conversation. All right, we were, and gentlemen, just to wipe the slate clean, we had all talked about the coach of the season, and we got to congratulate Rulani Mkwena. Any doubts, any thoughts, any debate around him not being the coach of the season, given the criteria and what the award says? Lawrence, you kick it off, and then I'll come to you, Mark.
With Rulani, the only doubt would be, I think 10 games into the season he became sole head coach.
Yeah.
But then as co-coach, you're still kind of the head coach.
Yeah.
I think that would be the only doubt in inverted commas. But I think it was probably a unanimous decision, record-breaking. 7 games to spare.
Yeah.
7. Almost getting a record points total. I think it was just 1 point off.
Short of 70.
And then a record breaking, I think it was either 15 or 16 wins in a row. It's unheard of. So I can't see anyone else winning it, because especially given the fact that Rivero had a spell between, I think it was November to Jan, we had 1 win in 9 or 10 league games. So that ended their league title push and possibly contention for this award.
Mark?
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think maybe a doubt would be, okay, they've won it 5 times, he's just continuing something. Or a doubt might be this team was built and he took it over. But he was part of that after Pizzo left, of picking up And that could have been a huge, like an Alex Ferguson situation, because Pito had won 11 trophies in 8 years. But the 3 co-coaches, including Rulani, carried it on and probably improved it. And then Rulani himself improved it even more, I think, by himself.
Absolutely.
So from that perspective, that's a doubt, but not really. And I think the fact that he didn't get the record with such a dominant team and a bit of a weak league, I think the opposition weren't great generally.
Especially given the points gap between number 1 and 2.
Yeah, so that's like, but it's a minor blemish. And then, but I mean, to be as dominant as they were, and someone who's had experience as a head coach, but really not in charge of Sundowns and the scale of Sundowns, what they are now compared to everyone else. It's extremely impressive, no doubts, actually. For me.
People do forget how easy it is to mess it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's...
Completely. It's entirely possible,
Yeah, I think there was a dominant Manchester United at some point, and we all know what happened there after, given Fergie's suggestion of who should succeed him. But we won't even delve into that. The other one, should there be any other player outside of Thapelo Mokoena who deservedly should be and is, and we congratulate him too for winning the Footballer of the Season?
Yeah, I mean, I think Saling ran him extremely close. I thought someone who could have had a nomination was Junior Mendieta.
Not just a nomination. If you go deep down into stats,
could have won an award.
Like even beyond journalism, like if you go into professional football analytics, Junior Mendieta is the best player in the PSL this season. But they're using metrics by saying he's at an inferior team than, Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns.
But you would say Amazulu are seen to be an inferior team, and yet Benny really brought them from inferiority to...
But that's why he won the award.
Absolutely, at the end. But then why can't we recognize a Mendieta?
Because he's playing for Stallies.
So he shouldn't be...
Okay, first and foremost, Stallies is not popular. He's not popular. He can't speak English. He's no relation to fans. And then thirdly...
I've never heard Lionel Messi speak English either, but he still dominates the world.
But it's from the media perspective, we don't even get a chance to speak to him.
But shouldn't the football speak for him, because...
The football is not even playing Stalli's games. Like, not all of their games are being televised. And they are playing during times where the big 3 are playing. So naturally, I would say 60 to 70% of fans aren't really watching what he's doing.
But they still dominate in terms of the statistics. If you go back to match reports, and they'll see how he has dominated, how he's assisted, how he has scored, how he's not been really on the bench, has been on the field and winning.
So if it's analysed properly, Mendieta, especially because he played for Stellies, should actually have a better shout, because he was carrying such a young team that was struggling at the start of the season. And like you say, his stats were superb. Coming back to with Tebogo, I think and the fact that it's judged by the 16 coaches, the stats play a big role, and I was saying the same with Saling. But to me, it actually comes down to the coaches look beyond just the stats, and they're looking at performance. And Tebogo's performance was the best. And I don't think Junior was the best player in the league. I think Thapelo was the best player in the league. And his influence on Sundowns' dominance, but it wasn't just him. He's surrounded by a superb team. But in terms of performance game after game, the PSL coaches analyze that because they're analyzing their opposition or their own player. And he was the best player.
When they analyze Sundowns, they also say, who's the person that is creating all this drama and trouble for us? And it's always going to go to the orchestrator in the midfield, Thapelo Mokoena. Because it's an interesting thing. Why he ousted the midfield of the season, last season, Charlie, is because he allows your Themba Zwanes, your Maemas, your Mailulas, your Mudaus, your Modibas to be in advanced positions because he releases the ball quicker than Andile Charlie. And that can't be seen with the eye, and it can't be seen with stats, but the coaches...
Yes. And the thing with Saling of having played every cup game and Pirates having won both cups, but actually if you look at it, the MTN 8 is 4 games and the Nedbank is 6. So the league is... And they were so dominant in the league, I think, and they did reach the semis of the other 2 cup competitions. So the coaches were going to go, they were that dominant. And he was that good.
And he didn't play the first 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
Saling. But
yes, yeah.
But again, if he won it, I wouldn't have complained.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just.
You guys are fair. And I love the fact that we'll analyze. It is off season, so if you guys do have a little bit of time to pop into the studio, I think the engagement directly with our audience and shareholders of the show would be that greatly appreciated. So thank you for hanging for an additional 14 minutes, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. That's Lawrence Collet from Itiski Times. He's a journalist. He gives us all the breaking news. He's at all the training sessions, and the man with all the wisdom and all the years under his belt, all the caps in his name. Mark Stratham, timeslive.co.za, sports editor. Gentlemen, I appreciate you. I thank you.
On your pleasure.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Coach Dane Plate, good evening. The Pirates that you played as a Chipper United coach, and I remember, never seen a human being that excited.
2 days before the game, Friday, Panda called me and he hasn't been paid for 3 months. He couldn't send money to his family and he's not going to travel. I picked up the phone, I called my assistant coach, Coach Bruce, because he was the link between everything. He agreed that he's going to travel with, and Sunday morning he was paid his outstanding salaries. And when he scored that goal in the 86th minute, it was more emotional for me towards him than the actual result. I'm from Pirates, and obviously it's my first 3 points as a coach, etc. There was a lot of emotions, but the biggest thing for me was he scored and he was paid.
Oh, I mean, what a story. What a story.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Robert, I'm glad that you're actually tackling this issue of the awards and how they were actually presented. I was shocked. I was flabbergasted. I was actually amazed. But I'm shocked that this was the whole deal. It's a shocker. I like one of your guests says. I don't know the bigger picture, but I will be eagerly awaiting for the explanation. They were dry. They were what could be an expression of something like that. It was just a report back of some sort. I thought that perhaps by now I would get a different perspective clarification. It's a shocker of not Marawa.
And Rob, this weekend we witnessed dramatic events in football, but my focus was pleased to see Monapule Saleng claiming few accolades at the PSL Awards, because I was one of the players that I was punting for that he shouldn't be sitting on the bench. It reminded me on the day when I saw him playing for Free State Stars at Gobble Park, dazzling defenders on that left-hand side and doing what he does best. And for me, it was a validation that he's a superstar and he should just continue becoming humble and win more titles on his career. It's the Bokoye. Thank you.
About what happened on this day in history on the 29th of May 2019. Something quite dramatic. It might be linked to Chelsea, seeing that they're making all the headlines with the appointment of Mauricio Pochettino as their head coach. But we'll get to that later on in the show. You know what? They've just concluded their most successful season in more than a decade. After beating Sekhukhune United by 2-1 in the Nedbank Cup final, the Sea Robbers holding themselves from 1-0 down against the dogged Babina Noko. It was a sold-out affair at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. Two of the shining and ever-consistent stars are here. Happy, healthy and wealthy. That's how they describe themselves. When I greet them, they're like, okay, fill my pockets, guys. Fill my pockets. Hey, not only do we look at the medals, but hey, fill our pockets. They are heavy. It's a successful season. Also meaning that a healthy bank account doesn't help if the sponsor is a bank. They provide an ATM same time for you to make that deposit. They've already won the MTN 8 as well as the Nedbank Cup. They've been there for the PSL, the Q4, finishing in second place on the log table. I think Pirates have made in the 2022-23 season a cool 24 million rand. Thabiso Monyane as well as Thapelo Xoki are here to discuss not the financial side but the footballing side of things. Firstly, Captain, let me welcome you. Congratulations, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, my Rob, and Thank you for having us.
Is that medal quite heavy there? I see your neck keeps going down. Eh?
It's pulling me down.
It's pulling you down. At moments when you should have been pulled down, you were pulled up. You walked up. You took that penalty. You converted. What was the pressure like?
I do take penalties, but the stakes were very high.
Yeah.
Needed to get back into the game. I tried to stay as calm as I could, even though there was a long delay before the kick. So that kind of unsettled me a bit, but I tried and kept my composure, and luckily for me, the ball went in.
But you're known for that. That's part of the reason why you were brought to Orlando Pirates. Not just a defender. You're versatile. You take set pieces. You get in the box. You provide assists. You score at times. So that's part of your repertoire.
I would like to think so, and I'm glad the club has seen that, and I'm glad also using that to help the club.
Did you ever doubt, though, when you stepped up for that penalty?
No. Because once I have doubts, then already I've half missed. So I had no doubts in my mind. I just needed to make sure I connect with the ball.
Yeah.
Do as I always do in training, because we take penalties also in training. So for me, it was just a moment of, okay, keep calm, compose yourself, pick a spot, and then put power behind the ball.
Sure, that crowd, man, that crowd. I think a lot of people lost their voices in a big way. So to come back from the break, we continue with the captain and also a football player that is being spoken about by many different people, saying that the amount of talent he has, I don't think he's even unlocked a fraction of it. But he was there. He'll tell the moment. He's also happily and proudly wearing the medal around his neck. He seems quite comfortable. Doesn't seem too heavy. So that's the reason why we'll come back as well. Chat to Thabiso Monyane, who's also with us here in studio. So stick around, send us your WhatsApp voice notes, and also check us out on YouTube.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
The Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF, is an entity of the Department of Employment and Labour, responsible for the processing and payout of short-term financial relief benefits to registered and qualifying workers or their beneficiaries. Financial relief benefits that may be applied for includes unemployment, reduced work time, illness, maternity, adoption, parental and death benefits. To submit a benefit claim, please visit your nearest Labour Centre or visit the uFiling portal at ufiling.labour.gov.za. For more information about UIF benefits, contact the UIF call centre on 0800 030 007 or follow our Twitter handle at UIF Benefits. You may also visit our Facebook page at UIF-ZA for uFiling instructional videos and information. The UIF, working for you.
Close your eyes and tell me what you want to hear. Whatever it is, wherever it is, Flight Centre will take you there with a wide range of holiday packages that include flights, accommodation, transfers, car hire, and more. And plenty for the kids to do, so mom and dad can also breathe. Book online or pop into your nearest store. Flight Centre, your travel made easy center.
Flight Centre.
Eish, khopela. Eish, excuse man. Okay, skip the khopela. With KFC Q Skip, order and pay online to get in and get out. No queue when you collect. Only on the KFC app.
Just and an exit.
When I need on-the-go relief from a painful sore throat, I use Andalex C lozenges. It kills viruses and bacteria, reduces inflammation, and gives my mouth a burst of fresh flavor. Andalex, SA's #1 choice for a sore mouth and throat. Andalex C lozenges are available at all leading pharmacies and supermarkets.
Just Andalex it.
Deal or No Deal is more than just a game show that everyone talks about. It's a game show that transforms the lives of everyday South Africans. To date, we celebrate more than 1 million rand worth of cash prizes that Deal or No Deal has helped to change lives. You too could win up to 250,000 rand in cash with me, Katlego. Simply SMS the word PLAY to 43066. Standard SMS rates apply. Catch Deal or No Deal on SABC1 at 7:30 p.m. and on SABC3 at 5:30 p.m. every weekday. Deal or No Deal is sponsored by Lotto Star.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Maybe you lived the experience at the Loftus Stadium over the weekend and you were there to witness Orlando Pirates becoming the champions of the Nedbank Cup. Do get in touch with us. Do go onto the YouTube channel. We are live. Thabiso Monyane as well as Thapelo Xoki are both here with me in studio. Now, we talked just ahead of the break about the penalty. Maybe you're out on Saturday. You missed the build-up to the commentary, the penalty and the outcome.
Munade, back to Fukumanja. Terence Fukumanja tiptoeing his way past a couple of defenders. Timban Kosiloch. And then the Pirates will continue on. He's trying to buy himself a penalty there, and the referee has said. And in the ruthless world of professional football, this is ostensibly a moment of genius to force the penalty.
Let's see what Loch is doing there. Letswalo staying down, holding his ankle.
Letswalo reaches for the ball. I'm seeing it in a different light now.
Yep.
Sangade stares him down. Thapelo Xoki has smashed it home. Dlamini avails himself. Space in attacking areas at a premium. Oh, wow! There it is! Terence Fukumanja lifts the roof of Loftus.
Sure. You should have seen both of these players here in studio. What was it that you didn't believe? It was almost like, am I going to score?
Something happened that never happens to me when I take penalties.
Please tell me.
Where the keeper went, I was going there. But on the last second, I changed my mind. Also, him moving earlier also helped me a bit, which is also why I was like, okay.
So he moved earlier?
He did. It did.
So should have been a
slide earlier. I don't think that, even if I went there, I don't think he was going to save it, because if I go there, then I go with more power, with more precision. But something told me on the last second, like, no, don't go there.
Forget about something. What made you change your mind?
Because we play and teams analyze us and they check the videos and stuff like that. So we are aware of them knowing where we kick. So we also try and have any edge and any advantage that we can in terms of now making sure that he doesn't know which side you're going to go. So we don't become predictable. So for me, that's why I said, okay, because my first goal after getting Amazulu up in the PSL, it was against him. He was in Free State. So I also thought maybe still remember where I scored. So change of plan, change of heart, but the results the same.
Who wore the captain's armband?
It's keeper Ino. But yesterday...
No, I'm just saying, at Pirates, who was wearing the captain's armband?
It was me.
So that's why you make the big decisions. You're a leader. And if you can reflect back to a previous game and where the goalkeeper went, then it means that armband is not there to decorate those big biceps of yours. So I'm glad you did that. Tabza, good to see you, man. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Bro Rob. Thank you for having me.
and all protocol observed.
Hey. Media training 101. All right, to the minister, the grandmother, everybody else. Yeah, I love that. You're a champion, though. You're a champion. At the age of 23, things are starting to multiply around your neck, at home. You're starting to see more trophies, more medals. From this weekend, though, what's just your human feeling after everything that transpired in that game?
Well, the feeling was just electric, Rob. It was an unbelievable feeling. It's my first Nedbank Cup trophy, and also last year winning my MTN trophy. It was just an unbelievable season for me personally and for the team, and I'm quite happy and humbled, to be part of this institution and to be part and parcel with these lovely football players.
And to be here with the captain that is fearless. When he walked in, I thought, he's the Shaka Zulu that they're advertising all over the place on the billboards. He has that resemblance as well. There is a sense of continuation for you. You had an amazing game against Amazulu. You won man of the match against Amazulu, which would have, again, cemented something in the coach's mind to say, in this season where Shandu, Mako, Thabiso, who do I go for? And you lasted 77 minutes, on the weekend, which is fantastic time on the cup final. What do you think has changed your season around?
I would say mentally I had to shift and become strong, and adjust to certain things that were happening because I've been struggling with injuries, especially, and that has played a big role in my season this season, so I know now what I have to do in order for me not to sustain certain injuries, and me getting that opportunity when the coach gave me, I told myself I need to grab it with both hands and run away with it, and I just wanted to put it out there to say, I wasn't crying with both eyes closed, but with one eye open, so that when the opportunity comes, I see it and I grab it. And I feel like the coach believed in me and he started me, and I feel like I gave my all, and the rest is history.
But what do you think you've shown, Coach Jose Riveiro? I remember the praise that was given to you by the former coach, the current coach of the season, Rulani Mkwena, who's now at Sundowns. He's another guy who had a lot of faith in you, who believed in you, who put you out there. And then there was just that phase where it was almost like they were phasing you out to the reserve team, Diski Challenge and all those vibes. What did Rivero see in you to say, please come back to the first team, let's do this thing?
My never die attitude.
Yeah.
I told myself, what, I am going to work hard. It won't be a given thing to me. I have to work hard because nothing will be handed out to you, because easy come, easy go. I want it to be earned and not given. So I told myself I'm going to run as hard as I can. I'm going to work as hard as I can so that I can show the coach that I'm ready and I'm willing to play and die for him. And I feel like he's given me the opportunity, and he's seen what I'm capable of and what I can give to the team, and my teammates as well believed in me, and pushed me throughout, and for that I'm quite grateful, and I just showed them that, what, whenever I'm ready to play, whenever I'm fit, my hand is up.
But what is it about this coach, and I'll ask the captain similar question, what is it about this coach that gets everybody attentive, that gets everybody listening, that gets everyone to say, I cannot falter on whatever the match tactics are for that day? And I see it on the bench. I see it with the players or on the field. You know that trick of, hey, goalkeeper, just go down, hey, go down, so that we could have a quick team talk here. I think in the derby it was well handled by the match official. Didn't buy that story. But you know what I'm talking about. But overall, there's just a sense of attentiveness to instruction, living to instruction, following, and there's a certain discipline and professionalism that I see between player and coach and player. What is it?
first and foremost, before everything else, the coach is a very good human being.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to get to know you personally before football. And I feel like that has helped us a lot because he knows how to handle certain situations in a certain manner, you know, and him being him, he's a really humble coach. You know, he's a work-harding coach, you know, and everyone is willing to die for him. Everyone is willing to work hard for him. And I feel like him knowing us in a personal level has helped us a lot as a team, you know, because also preseason played a huge role in that, you know, we did a lot of team building exercises. We did a lot of setting goals together as a club, as a team, you know, and when we look back to those goals, we say we've accomplished each and everything we wanted to accomplish.
I'm going to get to that question to you, Mr. Xoki, in a second. I want to go to West Dean. That's where Dumelo is standing by to chat to us. Dumi, good evening.
Hey, Robert. No, I'm very happy. Good evening, Captain. Good evening, Mr. Xoki and Monyane. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, Rob, I just want to. I think as supporters, we need to be very patient with our players. The Zukamanja, people were like very impatient with him, saying he's Mrs. Gold, but he's a very quality player, together with all the Orlando Pirates players, the quality. And I also want to say to the other teams, so-called big teams in the South Africa, the two, you know, the ones that were yellow, both of them. We beat them where it mattered most. We beat another one in the quarterfinal or semi-final of MTN 8, and we beat the other one in the semi-final of the Nedbank, and we've got 2 cups. Had we won the games against them in the league, would not have changed the complexion of the league. So I'm happy, and we were playing against the whole country yesterday, but we showed them what Pirates is made of.
Hi, you sound like a happy customer. Thank you so much.
I'm very happy.
I appreciate you, man. The champions are in studio, and I can see also on the YouTube channel lots of traction, conversations. Unyamo Dumsani says that congrats Orlando Pirates. Pete says Rulani improved a lot of those players. Promise immaculate. Congrats to the boys. James Lodra, congratulations to Pirates. Glad to see the Soweto club doing well. Mohale Makitane says, well done Bucks, the captain. Maela, you're also a true example of being humble and also having humility. And the field should mean to young and upcoming footballers. And Jabulo Kumalo, congrats to the club. Happy people are happy again. Yeah, Khwitsitsila says, why not Marco in the studio? Hey, he's probably in another studio. There's lots of studios in South Africa, but I hear you. I'll tell you about what's going to happen as well in the week. We're just very happy and we're honored to have the captain of Orlando Pirates with us in studio. We're happy as well to have one of the bright sparks. And I say this because I've seen his performances on the field, and also just his conduct off the field says a lot. What are you saying as the captain, though? Tabza mentioned something quite important, that he knows the players outside of football. You coming into an Orlando Pirates setup, which I'm sure completely different to what you had at Amazulu. What would you say is a key difference in what Coach Rivero has?
Thabiso did mention it in passing. Before the season started, we had a session in camp where the coach kind of let us who he is, like let us know who he is. He opened up, which is rare in this structure where it's competitive and it's all about results and all of those things. But it was more on a personal level that we got to understand him. We got to get his energy, and we also shared everyone, the players. So when we opened up to each other in that session, I think for me that was the start of our season, because from that day, the brotherhood, the fatherhood, the family vibes have since grown in leaps and bounds, and it's because the coach was willing to be vulnerable to us.
So who is he? Because Yeah, we might not be Pirates players here, but we also just like intrigued. I've had a conversation with him a full hour before. It was much earlier in the season. And when the hour had finished, I won't even lie to you guys, it seemed like I'd been talking for 2 minutes with him. The level of depth, the level of information, and you're right, the honesty. I was literally speechless because you very rarely have somebody that confident in a new environment, in a new country, express himself like that. Who do you understand he is now after that preseason, what he said, being vulnerable, etc., as the captain? Because now you got to take all of those things and pass them down to the other players.
That's what the coach is good at. We kind of represent who he is, in a way. He leads by example. Works very hard, but he's a very decent and honest human being. More than anything, he will talk to you about things that are not football related. Check your family if they are okay. If he sees you not on your good day, he will ask, "Are you okay?" So he goes that extra mile in terms of getting into the players' hearts.
So he's not kicking chairs and water bottles and screaming and shouting, you know. He seems like the calmer kind of guy.
Very, very calm and measured in everything he does.
Yeah.
So hence, even us, when we go to the field of play, we kind of take that with us, and then we show it on the field, because he doesn't like us to panic, likes us to stick to the plan. And when there's challenges and adversities, he wants us to stay calm and ride it out, because even life is like that. It's not always going to be nice, which is what when he shared his story with us and who he is, where he comes from, then we kind of understood, okay, he's someone who struggled like us, which we relate to, because most of us grew up struggling. So now we got to understand that, okay, he can relate to us on a personal level. So anything he says, we will trust.
So when he said life is not nice, at some point he would have told you, but life can be nice if you get to win a trophy and you get to lift it. And of course, if you're the captain, you do the same.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
Hi, I'd like to apply for a business loan. It's quite urgent.
Okay, I'll just fill in these 47 pages and...
What, 47 pages? No business should suffer through tedious paperwork and long waits to get a loan. With Bridgement, you can apply for a business loan of up to 5 million rand. Apply online in just 2 minutes and we'll approve your loan in under 24 hours. No paperwork, no hidden fees. Visit bridgement.com and apply today. T's and C's apply. Bridgement. Business funding simplified.
Before you sell your car, be really sure. Before you go too far, be really sure. Before you left on red and then you start an angry thread. Before you sell your car, be really sure.
Make sure you get the best deal when selling your car. Go to willy.co.za. SA's most trusted place to get a second offer.
You know, birthdays are great, ne? We eat cake, blow out candles, and sing. But it's sad when you can only celebrate your birthday every 4 years. Mara, the life of a leap year baby is confusing. Imagine not knowing whether to celebrate your birthday on the 29th or the 1st, simply because your birthday chose not to come that year. It confuses those around you too. Your poor friends and family left to decide what to get an 11-year-old, 30-year-old. And when do you experience a midlife crisis, eh? When you're a teenager or later? It's not great being a leap year baby, but it's a life you're forced to lead and there's nothing you can do about it. Because life doesn't always give you choices, like choosing when you are born. But we do. With the option of 3 sides when you buy a lunch meal for only 69 rand, the freedom to choose is yours. chicken licking, soul food.
The Masked Singer South Africa is here. Join me in pop-ups and the panel of detectives Jay Something, Somizi, Thapelo Xoki and Skumba as we try and guess which celebrities are hiding behind the masks. 16 of your favorite celebrities will be doing everything in their power to hide their identities. The Masked Singer South Africa starts Saturday the 3rd of June on SABC3 at 6:30 p.m. with a rebroadcast on SABC1 at 8 p.m. as well as Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. in association with Endolex.
You're missing out if you haven't tried Lotto Star's live games. Looking for card, dice or money wheel games? We've got it. Bet now on our popular blackjack, roulette, poker, game shows and baccarat games and stand to win payouts of up to 10 million rand instantly. Bet now on lottostar.co.za, your world of live games.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Coach Dane Clayt, good evening. Former Pirates midfielder, former this, former that, former everything.
A lot of good memories with Pirates, so when the people see me, they kind of appreciate me a little extra.
What are the fans saying out there?
Everybody talks about the free kick in the derby.
Sekhukhune United, Coach Brakis has come in. They come up against what they'll see in the stands, like Orlando Pirates fans. As a coach, how do you counter that though, Dane? Get a sucker punch. You try and get the guys to get into the box and score a quick goal. Let's say the opening 8 minutes of the game.
If they score early on, it will be difficult for Pirates. So they're a side that's very organized. Sekhukhune did really, really well, and they deserve their spot in the final.
Trying to sneak it through for Letswalo. They've laboured to clear their lines, and it's been stuck away.
#MSW. #MSW.
Well, I think chatting to Dane Clayt said, what if Sekhukhune United get to score in the opening 8 minutes of the game? And guess what? They scored in the opening 12 minutes of the game. Not bad, eh?
Evening, Miss Marawa. I want to say congratulations to Buccaneer, for winning their second cup. Well deserved, because the management was very shrewd. They saw that when in Gazi, they were not taking the club anyway, and they hired a better coach, an experienced coach. And this thing of building, I don't understand it, because this man came this season and already has won 2 trophies. He has taken Orlando Pirates to the African Champions League. What more do you want? Congratulations, Buccaneer.
Good evening, Rod Marawa. This is Elfas Novo here in KZN. The Bucks. Next season, we are dethroning Mamelodi Sundowns there. Their dominance has come to an end, and we are clinching the second star ahead of them. This is good. It's going to be a very good competition next season. We are taking the league and the Champions League. Anyway, Rod Marawa, enjoy your evening.
You're taking the what and the what and the what. I love that confidence. Thabiso Monyane, as well as Thapelo Xoki, are my guests here in studio tonight. Welcome if you're just joining us. I saw Kevin Nkuna's tweet. It says Monyane could easily play in Europe if he wants to. Top player, that one, very reliable, should have been in the Bafana team by now. Sure. That's the thing. I've got someone to talk to both of them individually. That was going to be one of the questions, to say even being overlooked at the junior national teams. What are his feelings? Let me go to Rustenburg. Karabo, good evening.
Hello, Rob. How are you?
I'm good. Surrounded by champions.
Hello, champions. How are you guys?
Good. How are you guys?
How are you?
Great. I just want to commend you guys, for the work that you did this season, especially the coach. The coach has done really well. You can see that he's building, but he's winning. It's encouraging. On the other side, people talk about building. I don't know, they're building Rome or what, but I don't know.
Encourage, Karabo. Thank you so much. But we'll take the positivity out of that. Also complimenting the coach. I think the players have done a good job as far as making us understand him a little bit more. Let's go to Palmridge. Benzo, good evening.
Good evening, Rob. Good evening to the guys in studio. I hope the champs are all well.
Good evening.
Good evening.
They're trying to act shy, yeah, but they're happy.
Yes, Mr. Rob, I actually would like to congratulate the guys, especially Xoki, such a humble soul. I met him today there in Midrand when they came together with the guys. I just can say, keep it up, Xoki. You are so humble, you are so down to earth. and we are fighting for the badge. We just want to let you know that we appreciate you, we love you. Thank you for making us happy people again. Monyane, thank you, man, for not giving up when the things were like difficult on your side, but you kept on going. You never complained. You never, went astray, but you worked hard and you back again into the team. I see the future is very bright for you, my man. So guys, please, no pressure, but take it one game at a time. Next season, I know that you're going to bring the big fish for us. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Benzo. Bringing the big fish. That is what it's about. I know sometimes, when you're being benched, and then somebody says, "How are you being benched for a left-footed player?" But yeah, I think Kumako has proven himself. And I think a lot of other players, I look at Dion Hotto, and I see him double up on many positions that he's been asked to play. And I think he did that even at the Soweto derby. Does that change anything in you?
Well, that being said, I wasn't quite fazed about that because football is not an individual sport but a team sport. We need one another, and if a certain game requires certain tactics, I'll respect that and I'll support whoever's playing that position. And I feel like that's where the brotherhood comes in, and that foundation has been built back in Rustenburg in the preseason, and we've been supporting each other, the competition, me, Shandu, Craig, Paseka, everyone. Football is a competitive sport, and as I said, it's not a given, but you need to work hard for it.
So when you're being switched from striker to defender, for example, what does it take?
Sure, that it was quite a difficult one at first, because not only am I being shifted from striker at a, you can say, amateur level, but moving into right back in a professional setup, and I feel like at that time I had a coach who believed in me, and he held my hand to say, what, you are the person for this position and you will be the best right back in this country one day. And I took it to head to say, heavy is the crown that weighs, so I was like, what, I need to man up, I need to mature, I need to work hard, and there's a lot of elements of which I need to improve on, and I know that, and it's something I'm willing to work on, and who knows what the future holds.
Talk about a striker. Let me talk about a very good friend of yours. He was here in studio. He's just recently been promoted to the England Premier League. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Definitely.
Lyle Foster.
Definitely.
What do you make of his growth, where he is now, where he's going to be in the new season, and how does that motivate you, his friend, to achieve what he has or even better?
It's really heartwarming for me to see him, excelling, because I went to literally since age 12. I knew Lau, we played development together under Pirates, we went to the same school, Parktown Boys High, we literally grew up together, and me seeing him flourishing in Europe and going to play in the Premier League, it's really heartwarming for me, but also it's also a big motivation to say it is possible, if you put dedication, discipline, and hard work through it, it's possible, because I have been talking to him. I know what he's been going through also, and how he overcame those obstacles also. And I also try to say, what, don't give up, boy, you got this, and look where he is now. And I'm quite happy for him, and it is possible for me, and I'll never stop believing, and I'll never stop working hard towards that goal.
I think your mindset is exactly where a lot of people's mindset should be. I'm in awe of that. In the same way, your captain, he knows from his days down in KZN, been in awe of him. We've had a number of interviews together, and I just get a sense that it's the core team that Pirates deserves, and I'm even scared to know what might happen in the brand new season. But maybe he has a message, Captain, just coming through our voice notes. That might be something you address as the leader of the team.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Mr. Marawa, let me congratulate Nedbank Cup champions Orlando Pirates. I think going to a game Yange weekend, they were favorite to win it, Mr. Marawa. But when Sekhukhune got the first goal, everyone thought like, oh, maybe we're in for a surprise here. But inexperience of playing in cup competitions shows on the weekend. And I think most players, Mr. Marawa, must learn that they play to the whistle, because Victor Letswalo holding that ball or touching it, it was a matter of telling the referee that I'm down, you're supposed to judge. But the referee has not made that decision. He was supposed to play to the whistle, Mr. Marawa.
Yeah. I mean, how do you usually deal with that? Yes, there's that incident. But sometimes you find players that get carried away. Others think and assume maybe there's an offside and they let the opposition come in and attack. How do you drill that to the players to say, guys, there's one man in charge. If he says it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Offside, it's an offside. Play to the whistle.
Luckily for us, it starts in training. Even in training, there's times where the coach will not blow on purpose to see the reaction. So if you stop and they continue, that's where you'll get the other side of him that we don't want to see. But he does prep us for that, and he always tells us there's only one guy who's in charge.
Yeah.
And that's the ref, and we can't change his decision. We have to accept it, even if we don't like it, but we have to move on. And so since we do it in training, automatically in the game, that's the same message. Leave the ref alone. There's one thing that we heard last week, that even the president can't tell the referee nothing once that whistle has been blown.
There is no interference, there's no Zondo commission, there's nothing.
Even in Flamin, like the president of FIFA, nothing. If the ref makes a decision, it's his final call and no one can change it.
Oh man, there's so many messages coming through on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. We see you, we recognize you. Ulunga Nukana says, congrats to my team, Orlando Pirates, the coach JR, who has and was dubbed a plumber by many. I'm humbled and salute him, and his humanity rubs onto the players and that leadership, and he has revived all of these players. Mzogisi Ngoloti says, we're happy people again, grateful to these soldiers. Thanks. Cappy, meaning the captain here, and also the future captain of the ship, both of them here in studio. I mean, it's a massive milestone. You were listening to that clip of the commentary, and they were saying, they have induced the penalty. What did Xolani say in the dressing room? You know Xolani, ain't it? Xolani. Tembegosi Lodge.
Oh.
That's why.
Hey.
Did you say anything? I mean, guys, it's done. Trust me. Whether I think or the next one think it was a penalty, it's up for debate and for future historical lessons. It's done. Game is over. But did he share anything in the change room?
Not really, because we were still trying to say, okay, guys, we have a second half, we have to go and win the game. But
yeah,
for me, I like the high IQ in the guy, the intelligence of trying something like that. In that moment, it tells you a lot about Lodge, and streetwise, very smart, very clever, and he wanted to win. He really wanted the cup. From the first game, when he came back from the lengthy injury he had, you could see his hunger, you could see his desire, and his willingness to go out for us and deliver something for us. And he has been great for us in this second part of the season, like the second half of the season, because we had many injuries this season. So when we got key injuries, he was coming back, and he lifted us up big time. So we appreciate him and we love him, and we're just going to keep supporting him and more streetwise moves.
Yeah, streetwise too. I saw you laughing at that mention, because as a player you learn new things. Players down in the box, he's going to use his hands to do something, to either block, protect, but without having done anything. And this time around, it happened. I mean, from a football brain, how do you see that?
Well, that was a big decision.
Yeah.
That was a game-changing decision right there, you know, for him to even think about doing that and the player down, just reaching for the ball, you know, it was just a decision that just happened, you know, and it changed the whole complex of the game after that, you know, because as you said, we just told ourselves, you know what, we are just going out there to give our all, to give the supporters and everything that we have and to close the season on a high. And, you know, he took that decision. And today, we speaking here with our medals on, with the cup in the cabinet. And yeah, the rest is history.
That's all that matters. and the guys don't ever forget what this coach was called in the beginning of the season.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. Orlando Pirates. Man, oh man, what a season. Man. Hey, this man was once a plumber, eh? But then this plumber has been playing beautiful Spanish guitar, man. Jose Riveiro, my coach. Man, you've been our saving grace this season. I mean, we wouldn't have finished the way that we finished. We wouldn't have been playing the football that we've been playing if it wasn't for you. And of course, the players that you have. I'm honestly so happy with the team that we have. Congratulations, guys. You really, really do deserve it. No question from me. Guys, for you guys to finish second, for you guys to get CAF Champions League football, for you to get the MTN8, and for you to get the Nedbank Cup recently. Oh man, guys, congratulations. Enough said. Great job, Mr. Rob. Thanks.
Levelang, thank you so much indeed. You guys have made so many people happy. I want to thank you, champions. I hope, as I said to you off air, that we have, you know, individual one-on-one soon. I think there's a great deal to profile and to learn from both of you. Lots of stories to be told. But the purpose of today was to celebrate you as captain, celebrate Thabisa bouncing back. Good to see you on your stride again. Keep it up. Keep inspiring, Baba. Keep inspiring. And well done again to the champs.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. Coach Brandon Truter makes his appearance in studio tomorrow and on Wednesday. Yes, Coach Jose Riveiro will be our guest right here on hashtag MSW.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. Hashtag MSW.